Hey everybody, and welcome again to another awesome day. Pulsechain, the future is awesome. I hope you guys agree because it's been an amazing couple of days. Everything is heading in the right direction. It's just incredible. First, we had all the market events lining up perfectly, and now we have all the Pulsechain Hex events lining up perfectly too. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Looking for mad gains this year and maybe into early 25. Going to be a lot of fun, and you guys are all here at the right time, right place, and you managed to stick through the bear market, which is pretty awesome too. So congratulations, everybody. J-Pon in the house there. Woohoo! Hey, g'day, g'day, g'day. Good to see you, J-Pon. And who else there? We've got Sandy Beach in the house there, posting the workout for Sandy Beach. Now, obviously, Sandy Beach is an influence in the Pulsechain Hex space, so go check her out. Does a lot around health and fitness. So if you want to be inspired, get some routines, Sandy Beach is a good one to check out. We've got Joey Torres as well. Hi, all. Good to see you, Joey. Big shout out to you. Who else has jumped in here? Archie's in the house there. Hi, all. Lasagna at my house. Everyone is invited. Oh, boy, that's going to be a busy kitchen there or dining room, something like that. And maybe you got a big entertainment area or outdoor. That'd be pretty cool, Archie. Morning, all from Craig Pick. Big shout out to you. Passive income cash flows here. Good morning. Good morning to you. What day is it here? It is Friday. Can you believe it? Down under 12th of January, 12:33 p.m. and it is sunny outside. Obviously, it is the summer season down under. Just the way it goes. Giddy up, says Christopher. I hope everybody is enjoying the prices. They've been pretty awesome on Pulsechain. And, of course, just taking a little breather now. But, man, what a power move up and to the right. Hickson Choice in the house there. Good to see you. Morning, folks, from Brennan, our TA specialist. Good to see you, Brennan. And Ramon in the house there. Ramon Carrillo. How about that? That's some name. It rolls off the tongue. What's up, family? Good to see you, Ramon. All right, let's get into it, shall we? Without further ado, let's kick into the stock market and go for gold. Bam. All right, so the stock market today, the Dow Jones pretty much flat, just up slightly, 15 points to 37,700. Remember, the Dow Jones has the top 30 industrials in it. The S&P 500 pretty much flat today, just down a little bit there at 3 points to 4,780. So holding up very, very well as the S&P 500. The Nasdaq with all the tech companies is pretty much flat. What's that? Down half or up a half a point to 14,970. And here's the kicker. We've got earnings seasons in play, right? Just starting up earnings season. So we're going to be interested to see how that goes versus the higher interest rates and performance, right? So that's kind of what we're going to look at there moving ahead for the stock market. It's kind of cool. Now, what we want the stock market to do is just to remain reasonably stable throughout 2024 so it doesn't interrupt our crypto bull market in any way. So that's kind of the key there. We had some information here around the inflation and stuff like that. So U.S. Treasury yields slid. While the dollar was down on the day against the euro and the yen, but off lows reached before the US CPI report. Remember, CPI, the Consumer Price Index, that is the inflation rate there, at least one of the two main ones used. The day's data showed headline CPI rose 0.3% last month for an annual gain of 3.4%. Remember, the Federal Reserve wants to target 2%, and that kind of came actually from the New Zealand's Reserve Bank many years ago. That was expected to be 0.2% and 3.2% respectively. So just slightly higher there. This is not pernicious. It's not a bad number. This is not a signal of a resurgence of inflation. All it's saying is that inflation has come down, says Theory Wiseman there from Global FX. So bottom line, this is not dangerous. The Fed will still be easing, Wiseman said, adding that the rate cut will not happen in March, as many expected, but will start later the year, which is what we said. I've been saying that here. May is probably the earliest, right? So I think May call is probably going to be the case there. I think we've had enough signals from the Federal Reserve that it was going to hold up the interest rate longer. Because remember, there's a big lag effect, and the lag effect is also impacted by the low interest environment we were out, which was super extended. And a lot of people have cash reserves, which I think pretty much were eaten through on average towards the end of last year. I think it was Q3. So that means that that's going to elongate the impact from interest rates. Remember, they're trying to trade inflation for employment, and so we expected to have that employment be really the last thing that gets hit the worst. And will we get what kind of will we get recession? How bad will it be? People talk about soft landing, all that sort of stuff. Will we get that? I don't know. It's going to be fun to see. I think we're going to be probably have a bit of a recession in play at some stage in the second half of this year. So we'll see how that goes. Traders have been pricing in aggressive expectations for rate cuts this year, with the Fed seen as possibly beginning or cuts rates in March. Now, obviously, typically we see when they do cut rates, we see often the employment lagging, and then also the impact of high interest rates and industrial production, consumption, and employment on companies' earnings. So I don't think we'll get it so much this time, although it's going to be very interesting to see how much impact we do have on earnings season. But maybe the next earnings season we start to see some of those impacts on business. Is going to be interesting to see that play out. So that's kind of where we're expecting to see it. In any case, the stock market could pull back on those like PE ratios and things like that. So we'll keep a tab on that. That's pretty much it for the stock market. Let's go to the commodities. West Texas at the moment is up 2% at $1.50 to $72.85. Brent oil is up, 0.4%, 30 cents to $78.60. Gold is at 2,038. That's up $5 or 0.25%. Silver is $23, up 10 cents, about 0.5% as well on silver. So that's commodities there. And remember, we're ticking away for that first Fed meeting coming up closer and closer and closer. 2 weeks and 5 days and 19 hours to go until the Fed meeting, 31st of January at 2 p.m. Eastern time. And like we say, there's we're not really expecting the pivot. Now, obviously, there's about 75% of people are expecting a pivot in March, sorry. But I'm not expecting it. Really, May, I think, feels like the earliest it could happen. And, of course, with that slightly higher inflation, then, yeah, we probably in the May call here, we've got almost 100%, of people expecting a rate pivot there. All right, that is pretty much it. Let's get into crypto. Obviously, after the BCC ETF launches, pretty awesome. And the market's held up pretty well. That little fake out with the old SEC fake approval, that caused a bit of drama. They have to investigate themselves now, which is kind of hilarious. We got Bitcoin holding up pretty well though, $36,400, and not bad there. That's looking not too bad. Bitcoin dominance at 50.22%. ETH though have moved into bullish territory for altcoin season at $2,615. That is very bullish for us as well. Now remember the Ethereum ETFs are expected to come up later on. We'll talk about that soon. What else is standing up? BCH is the standout today, 7.6%. Up at $200 to $275. What else is looking good there? That's particularly probably the standout today, Bitcoin Cash. And what else there? Everything else is sort of a mixed bag around the corner there at the moment. So let's jump on to BTC. We can see on the hourly here, we rallied up to 49,000. Can you believe it? That was earlier today. That's crazy. And now we're down at 46,431. That's some crazy stuff right there. Today. What a wide range that is today. That's some crazy stuff there. So here we are. Look at that wick today. This is the daily wick now. And man, we went to 49,100. Isn't that crazy? So we did actually get over the $48,000 resistance. That's for me, that's kind of a signal that the market's going to try and go over 50K. That really is incredible. So we had a 45 to 48K resistance area. And going to 49 even on today's spike. Man, that could mean that we're going over 50, folks. That is really interesting. Brendan, let me know what you think about that, because Brendan's a TA specialist. He's in chat there. But that kind of feels bullish for me. Anyway, that's the play. Now, we do have a little bit of issues coming up, of course, and that is the US budget is coming up. And that is coming up between, let me just get rid of this. That's coming up between the 19th of January and the 8th of February. So that could cause a little bit of market shaking and baking. Just remember that. But we also have probably, some BTC trading, ETF trading soon coming up also. So it's going to be a bullish sign. So we'll see how that goes. The other thing, of course, is the Bitcoin halving. Oh, man, we just got the beautiful lineup, isn't it? This year, there's so much. Man, you couldn't ask for a better time. BTC halving here coming up on the 15th of April. Beautiful, right? I mean, this is just gorgeous looking future here. Kind of cool. Then we got the Ethereum ETFs in May. Bring it on. And don't forget, actually, in January, we got the Protodank sharding testing for Ethereum. Let's not forget that. That's inside this area here. And then we've got the Ethereum ETFs. And, of course, Bitcoin ETFs do well. In other words, a lot of money goes through them very, very quickly. And then the Ethereum ETF windows will look even more bullish as well. So bring on super altcoin season. That's kind of the play there. Now, we have got one, obviously we've got the US budget to deal with. But we've got, obviously, the Black Swan event wildcard is the China-Taiwan invasion. The window for that in terms of weather is between the 30th of April and the 27th of June. That is actually a fundamental variable in any potential invasion. Obviously, we don't want that because you're talking about World War II type of situation. No one wants that. And of course, but that is still there, right? We just, if you're ignorant, you put your head under the pillow. It's not going to stop something bad happening, right? Putting your head under the pillow. Just remember that when you're sleeping, you think, oh, I don't want to wake up for the rest of the day. The day is still going to happen. So there we are. That is the wild card there, but that's really the only thing that's of obvious significance that we could see. Then later in the year, of course, the US election, which could end up being very positive or very negative, depending on who wins it. And we will see. I think if Trump wins it, it's a bullish thing for freedom and for prosperity and safety and security. It's bullish all around. If Biden or whoever replaces him wins the election, it is going to be the end game for freedom. It will be the end game because that's all they need is another 4 years to finish off their move to control. They already have all the mainstream media, propaganda arms. They already have all the agencies of state. They already control all that. They're already setting up the laws with removing freedoms using EU templates and things like that. So it really is going to be battle on there. We have had some victories lately. Obviously Elon Musk and X platform, some country presidents winning, in Argentina, even in New Zealand, we've had victories here. Canada, maybe in a couple of years' time, when they have the election, it looks like Polyev could win that. We'll get rid of the corrupt socialist progressives and their destruction on society. So hopefully that's going to be bullish for everybody, and we can have a prosperous free world. Wouldn't it be great? That's what the West has been famous for, and onwards and upwards, that the whole world can enjoy that kind of freedom, prosperity, and security. Be fantastic. And of course, most importantly to us, I guess, is pump the crypto bags, right? That's kind of the play there. Ethereum at the moment, let's move on to that. Ethereum is currently at $2,616. Man, altcoin season, man, it's going to be pretty awesome. Now, the thing is, of course, there will be, ups and downs in the market. So don't forget that there's always times to sell and make profit, depending on if you're trading or not, or whether you're investing. If you're investing, you're just going to hold through a lot of the stuff and just wait for the end of the bull market before selling or something like that. Typically, a good idea is to sell a little bit on the way, so you bagging those crypto gains. At the moment, we're kind of still in the early swings of it though. And we're expecting it pretty much to run from November last year through to maybe Q1, Q2 25, depending on, like I said, the US election will be important in that play. But there we are at the moment, $2,616 on the Ethereum price, looking super good. So far, we had here on the hourly, we got up to $2,691. Isn't that great? Look at that. That's overnight. So actually only a few hours ago, really. Let's go to the daily on Ethereum. Daily on Ethereum's looking not too bad. Look at that. Woohoo! Bring on the altcoin season. Now, people are talking about, $20,000, $40,000 for Ethereum this cycle. Man, oh man, oh man. So, I mean, if we're at 2,600, that's a long way to go, right? 10x is 25, 26,000. So, man, Ethereum's going to be doing well. Imagine what we could have this bull market cycle. Incredible. People talking about Bitcoin anywhere from 150 to 400K. 400,000 for Bitcoin is essentially a $10 trillion market, just like gold. So valuing Bitcoin like gold, and that's definitely doable, right? Definitely doable now that we've got the Bitcoin ETFs. So maybe take a couple of years to do, but it's going to be fun to see. But definitely 150 to 180 has got to be a reasonable price target for the bull market at the very least. For Bitcoin, at 3x seems quite reasonable. All right, that is pretty much it. Let's jump over to Pulsechain. Before we do that, though, let's get back in the chat and say hello to a few people. Who else has arrived? Let's scroll back up here. We got up to this has got to be the invitation of the day. I or lasagna at my house. Everyone's invited from Archie. That put a little smile on my face. That did for sure. We had good morning from Passive Income. We had Christopher Andre there. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up. Wookie is mad for gains. Excellent choice in there as well. Good to see you. We had Brennan also. Quite a few people in the house there. Then we got up to Pumpkin Owl. Hoot, hoot, hoot. Good to see you, Pumpkin Owl. Fast Abdul in the house as well. We got our community leader, Brian. Brian's amazing, our community, and great educator. Someone that's so patient, helps a lot of people on board in the Pulsechain X. Doing an incredible job. So big shout out to you, Brian. Always a super appreciated, that's for sure. We got Blobfish King in the house there. Hi, all. Good to see Blobfish King. The Emoji King as well. And we got the Brennan says, US and allies just started striking Yemen 5 minutes ago. How will that affect trade routes and markets in the full force attack? Probably pretty good, actually, Brent. It's good to see them on the front foot now. That's probably for sure. I am here for the tech, says Fast Abdul. Nice one. Hello, Hex Token, everybody from Sandy Beach. Press the like button or I release the weasel, says Fast Abdul. Sideways action resetting the RSI for BTC is healthy for pump in due time. Yeah, I agree with that. We will need some consolidation phases for the markets to get the RSI cooling down, just like we saw with the Pulsechain on the daily, although the weekly is very undersold. So there we see. I come over to Sandy Beach. I'm just eating a little. I've been eating tons of veggies and fruits after the holidays. Nice one there, Archie. Tintop as well. What's up, Hexagons? Good to see you, Tintop, man. I was here. Yo family, Hexavator as well. Now, Hexavator is in the United States. He's building out the infrastructure for the United States. They need it. The US. One thing with the US, they need to deal with their infrastructure. It has aged so much, but Hexavator is out there working, playing his part, and building the infrastructure for the United States. So we salute you there. How about that? I'm not even American, but hey, I can appreciate it. Join the strategy club today with Wookie's amazing link. Nice one there, Wookie. Pumpkin Owl says looking for Pulsepot to wake up, says Pumpkin Owl. Pulsepot's been doing very well indeed. Actually, we will have a look at Pulsepot today because that's actually, I was looking at it yesterday, it was doing pretty well. Actually played a couple of games on there too. Well, I wasn't betting much, of course, but was still playing on there. All right, let's go. And Pulsechain, Pulse gains. Let's get to the number here, day 244. Can you believe it? We're about to start day 245. Day 244 results. We're at quadruple 0857, down 2.34%. We're at 86% of sacrifice price. Can you believe it? Only 4 or 5 days ago, we were down at about 51%. So we're about halfway. And now we're 86. Incredible. And we did touch the sacrifice price, the pre-SEC and sacrifice price, the mean sacrifice price yesterday. So that was bullish. Pulsex at the moment is at quadruple 0266, down 5.6%. The buy and burn has absolutely bloomed. The buy and burn has absolutely bloomed. We're at 647.7 billion Pulsex has been bought up and burned. The volumes on Pulsechain, Pulsex have absolutely massively accelerated. We went for a very low, around 10 million a day, to 40 to 50 million dollars. So, which is pretty awesome. 40-50 million dollars is about 4% of Ethereum's off-peak prices and volume, and about 2% of its current volume in the more bullish environment for Ethereum. So that gives you some context of how it's performing. But the future is bright. The future is awesome for Pulsechain. We're going to be watching those volumes over time because it's going to be a pretty impressive numbers coming up, I'm sure. So 3.16% of public supply is now bought up and burnt. These high volumes are absolutely crushing it on the buy and burn. That is going to be very good for long-term bullishness, right? It's taking supply off the market. On top of that, of course, we've got Power City Earn Protocol getting very close. I have a feeling I was seeing a lot of posts there from Power City teasing about the Earn Protocol. That's getting so close, folks. And that's going to take tons of Pulsex off the market. I think it may take more Pulsex off the market than Pulse that has been taken off through liquid lines, which is about 6%. So let's see how that goes. The other thing, of course, we're going to have our third stablecoin, PXDC, which is going to be fun to see. And we got $25 million, I think, for liquid loans and USDL. What are we going to have with PXDC? Another $25 million? Man. And, of course, we saw millions and millions of dollars come over the bridge yesterday, Pulsechain. After the price bump, we saw, I think it was was it Hex Godwell, something like $6 million or more, $10 million coming over the chain, going in liquidity pools. Fun times, folks. Fun times. Things are starting to heat up. Yeah, they are. Woohoo! I'm getting excited. Anyway, let's move on. Incentive token is 91 cents, down 3%. So we just got these numbers are down slightly, but that's just cooling off after we've had multiple days of FOMO. So we're going to get back to that. These are not just important days. These are actually structurally important, I believe, for Pulsechain. So we're going to talk about that when we get to the charts. We've got 21 million incentive tokens. So we just hit the 21 million mark of supply. We got the burn token there at 118,000. And that's gone up slightly there through the TRH protocol there. So looking good. I think we were sitting at about 117 for ages. We've got 118 now. The ratio from incentive to Pulse is 10,614. So that's definitely gone up and away there. So incentive token has been a pretty good performer. Now, Hex, of course, my favorite, PHEX, 1.52 cents. is PHEX up down 2%. And man, that got up really high yesterday. So we're going to talk about that. When I say yesterday, I mean overnight, the last 24 hours. And then we got EHEX there at 95 of a cent. That also reached 1 cent. Beautiful. And the combined price at the moment, 2.47 cents. Let's give it a round of applause. Let's give a round of applause to PHEX and EHEX. I see great things in the future for you, you little sexy hexies, we say. Hashtag family channel. So let's move on. Anyway, so that is day 244. I'm excited. We've got some comments in the chat. I've got to read some of these. So let's get into that. Actually, we've got some gifts here. Get the 10 Hex Token memberships given away. Let's see who won those. We've got quite a few there. Archie got one. Well done to you. Ivor got one. Crypto Dan got one. Hexpedition got one. Bot Barter got one. Hex on Choice got one. Lovesick got one. Dark Matter John Williams got one. Hunter51 got one. And Tony Chan. So congratulations to all of you for the free memberships. And a big shout out to Brian for supporting the community and the channel. Appreciate it very much. Who else has jumped in here? We've got a couple more comments. I'm going to get into there. We got up to that. Pumpkin Owl says chart looks like a squeeze, says Pumpkin Owl. We got Wally Pasang in the house. Their future is awesome. I agree with you. Pulse Pot tokenomics change. All proceeds betting fees go to burning. That's right. That's right. They do. Pretty wild. 1 million isn't much supply in crypto. That's true. Pumpkin Owl. Just got to keep the token set up to get the volume. The volume goes through. That's all self-fulfilling, right? That's going to be pretty cool to see. And of course, they've only got their first game out so far. Yeah, I was wondering if at Pulse Pot 1 million is really the max. Yes, it is. Yeah. If so, the rewards are coming out from, I believe, I think they're coming out relative to the 100,000 that used to be given away. I think that's the way they've reversed that. So the rewards coming out from, that's the RAP PSP, I believe, is coming from those rewards that are being allocated for it. To you all, says Brian. Yeah, indeed. Sexy Hexy, is that the RH in a swimsuit, says Brennan? I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just the way we go. It's just we got to get excited about this stuff, right? Exciting times. Good year. Blimp rode over our house yesterday. No way. Signs of a good year in DeFi. That's true, Pumpkin Out. That's a good sign. A big shout out from Archie. Thank you for the membership. Jenerin as well. Hi all. Good to see you, Jenerin. One of our moderators. Good to see you as well. 2 servings of veggie lasagna for Brian. Well done, Brian. You've got some free food there. Andrew Reynolds in the house there. Happy Friday all. OMG, what a week. It has been a fantastic week. Have you guys enjoyed it? Let me know in the chat there if you've enjoyed the week there. What are you going to say? Just say enjoy. Just type in the word enjoy. I think that's good enough, right? Just type that in there if you've enjoyed the prices of the week. Let's get into it, folks. Day 244. Let's have a look here. I actually haven't set up my charts properly, but let's get into it. This is the chart there for Pulsechain. And look at that. Woohoo! So the SEVC event was back here, right? And that was back on the 31st of July. And we had the, what are we going to say here? We had the price here at 0001 was pretty much the pre-SEC and the main sacrifice price. And man, we touched it. We touched it in the last 24 hours. Look at that. We actually touched it. We got up to 000103. So beautiful there. We have obviously had a bit of retrace here. We've had a nice power move in here as well. We got that bullish cross on the EMA. Everything was looking pretty dandy. And what else here? The RSI did move into overbought territory. Always a good signal, right, that the market's going to cool off. But on the weekly, and let's go to the weekly. The weekly, we are very we're very free to move to the upside. We're only 45 in the RSI, so easily could move up there. Let's see if we get another week's move up here, eh? Let's see how we get going with this move here. It's going to be interesting to see. But that is pretty much Pulse at the moment. Looking like a boss. Looking like a boss is the Pulsechain. And don't forget, we've got all these different projects coming up. So actually, what the heck is that? We've got all these projects coming up. Let's get into the view for that. And bam. So these are just some of the projects. I haven't got everything on here. But these are some pivotal ones. Power City, expecting that very soon. And that's bullish for Pulsex. Pulsex got to be the pick of the day. Barista, of course, front end for liquid loans, expecting that as well. We're expecting high-tech protocols from Tetra with Stratus, Atlas, and staking pools. We're expecting Win-Win to come out, I think, in February. This is one I actually got an update from them. That was kind of, we had it in there. We're also expecting more from Jacob's ecosystem, TYRH V4, TYCZ, DeFi Binance, and PUSD Algo. These are just placeholders at the moment, but they're probably in the zone somewhere. And then, of course, we just had PulsePot launched just recently. 9mm Pro, of course, got stuff coming down the line. There's many more other projects expected to launch on Pulsechain, so we'll kind of keep a tab on all that. So that's PulseX. This has got to be the pick of the day, of course, with the Earn protocol coming up. It's going to be fun to see, and they are going to crush it. They're going to be a juggernaut on Pulsechain as the Power City. And, of course, they've got a lot of their profit sharing coming up for what holders, right? What holders who are staking. What else we had today? We had the price went to quadruple 0.3193, and the price we have to get to for the pre-SEC price is 3,200. We got to 3,100. Yeah, almost. Yeah, 3,200 actually. We are so close to getting to SEC price, and we have only just obviously a bit of profit taking here. But yeah, look at that. I mean, incredible. So obviously with the mean sacrifice price, that's way up here, this yellow line. That's our longer term target to get back up here. It's going to be a bit more work, obviously, than Pulsechain, which pretty much touched it already. But that is where we are on the price. RSI is in overbought territory, so just cooling off there too. The weekly is probably a pretty similar story to Pulsechain. And the incentive token there at 90 cents. We got as high as $1.09 almost on the price. Isn't that incredible? $1.09 on incentive token. Pretty crazy. And the ratio to Pulse is how much? Should we have a look? It is 10,620, man. What a power move for incentive token there. 8,561 was the bottom, and we hit it twice, and we're way off that now, 10,620. So looking very good incentive there. A lot of people accumulating the incentive token. All right, PHEX there is also doing fantastic, and I love it. Look at that. That is the chart there. Look at that. Looking so good. Wow. We had to get over this previous highs here. We did do that. We busted up to 1.862 cents. Wow, that's so good. And yeah, currently at 1.5 cents at the moment on PX. Be nice to get over this line here, this orange line, which is at 1.661, and just consolidate over there. So we'll keep looking out for that over the next 24, 48 hours. That'd be a very strong position. We want to get over it, consolidate. We're in a decent zone already with these other resistances, but really like to get over that, consolidate, and move up. And of course, we're not far away from the 2.2 cents for the pre-SEC price. So that's up here somewhere around here. So just a little bit more work to do, but we did pretty well yesterday. I don't think it's going to be too far away. The RSI a bit overheated here. The MACD super bullish on PHEX. Look at that. Woo-hoo-hoo. Looking good there as well. Good times, as we say. EHEX as well. Let's look at EHEX. EHEX done this absolutely staggering thing and fantastical. And of course, look at this, man. High low. We pumped with high low here, and we got all the way up to almost 1.1 cents on EHEX. And this brings into view the parity play, right? The parity play with PHEX. The other thing, I won't get into another topic, but it's probably important, but I'll leave that out today. You can hit me up in Discord about that if you want me to hear about that. But at the moment, 9600th of a penny, looking super strong as EHEX there. So, EHEX, PHEX both got good narratives. Richard Hart did say he wanted, valued HEX on all chains. Maybe not ETH there because it's pretty much dead. And ETH Power ETH Power had a little bit of a move yesterday. Did you guys notice that? I don't know if you've been on ETH Power Network, but they actually had a little bit of a move. We'll talk about that in a minute. So I'll leave this chart here because I haven't talked about ETH Power Network for a while. InvestX, here is the combined price. 2.467s for EHEX PHEX. There it is on the hourly. And of course, this was our high that we had earlier today. 2.937 cents, almost back over the 3 cents. 3 cents is so critical right now. Second attempt at 3 cents. And of course, as you guys know, if we go to a longer time frame, let's go to 4 hours. It might bring into view the price chart, but anyway, we'll wait for that to populate. Well, it's not populating, so we'll just leave that. But anyway, second time at 3 cents. Let's see if we can get over 3 cents combined and start moving higher for HEX. That'd be awesome. I'm super bullish on HEX here moving forward. So that is looking pretty good. I want to get into, just quickly before we move back into the validators and stuff, I want to look at ETH Power Network. So let's go look at that because that actually had HEX moving up a bit, and we haven't actually really covered ETH Power for a long time. ETH Fair is pretty much dead. So if you go to ETH Fair, 11K of trading volume, there's hardly any peers on there. That's pretty much dead. I don't know if they've officially sort of abandoned that or whatever, but it's pretty much dead. ETH Power, let's have a look here. ETH Power had $5,000 of volume and that's pretty much dead as well in many ways. But what I was going to say is that let's go to liquidity. Actually, let's go to performance 24 hour. We actually had Hex here down number 11. Now, yesterday it was number 5, but we actually have $9,300 liquidity in this particular pair, and it did 4.4% gain. Let's have a quick look at the chart. Not many makers, only one maker, but hey, look, it's we haven't talked about it for ages, so we're going to talk about it today. This is the daily chart here on the moment, 4 zeros, 6,300. It's pretty hard to bridge and swap and things like that over this chain, but you know, it's certainly doing okay there. I know Hex is away, was buying a lot of this stuff early on, but here we are, quadruple 0632. You would have got copies of your Hex stakes over there and stuff like that. So interesting little move there. And it's kind of in the middle of the bottom of the range at this stage over on ETH Power. So that's it pretty much. Just want to briefly cover that. So let us get back to the validators and let's have a look here. Where are we up to? The validators. So the validators at the moment are 51,226. So we're at pretty awesome times there. We got 1.64 trillion off the market, which is pretty good. Let's have a look at see what that is worth. Actually, 1640 divided by 16. No, yeah, 16, 1, 2, 3, and that's 10.25% of Pulse is now staked with the validators. Very, very cool indeed. So that is that, and the gas price is super cheap. 150,000 beats back to normal. Half a cent for a Pulsex swap, 300th of a penny for a Pulsecoin transfer, and 900th of a penny for a PRC20 transfer. We're 4,000 times cheaper than Ethereum. It's currently $18.67 to a swap on Ethereum, and 13,000 times cheaper than Bitcoin. $3.60 to see in Bitcoin, and it will take you forever to get it. That's pretty much it. It's expensive on Bitcoin, man. It's slow and expensive. It really is, ultimately a store of value. And there we go. That's pretty much it. Now, what I was going to say is that, it's great having a super fast and super cheap chain. I think we can all appreciate that, especially when you're paying stuff on Ethereum and other chains that are expensive. But the really key stuff about this is that it enables compounding on cheap chains. You can do compounding, especially for the retail book, and also profit sharing, which is a feature of Pulsechain project tokenomics. It's widespread that if you hold the ownership token, you get a share of the profits, whereas a lot of the legacy stuff on Ethereum, it's not the case. Yeah, it really is cool place. And of course, you got the potential from a lower base to a higher base, so the X return potentials are even higher. So it really is great. I think those are some of the selling points of Pulsechain. And of course, everyone's got the world's biggest free airdrop too, right? So they can match their tokens with some other stuff that they bridge in and set up liquidity pools and interest and all sorts of passive incomes. There's lots of opportunities on Pulsechain, and plus we've got something like 180 plus projects launching, or if not, some have launched, a lot more launching in the future. All right, that is pretty cool. Let's get into top PRC20s quickly. We're just going to go by liquidity, of course, and we've got obviously a bit of a pullback in the charts after having such a bullish run up. You can see that's all across the board for the top PRC20s. But I do want to highlight a few. DAI at the moment is holding up pretty well. This is PDAI. Look at that chart. It's doing pretty well. It's at resistance zone again. Obviously, to break higher, this thing could do some pretty exciting things, especially if the momentum continues, which we are expecting it to do. And that is looking pretty good on PDAI. Wrap Bitcoin, I do think that may be super bullish as well. It really hasn't fired yet. It's kind of the ones that really didn't fire yesterday. But I think this is one to watch, is the Wrap Bitcoin. $57.22 at the moment. Yeah, definitely one to watch here as we move forward. It really does probably one of the few that underfired yesterday. And we will see how that goes. Treasury Bill and Teddy Bear up 9.5% and 9.7%. And what else there? That is pretty much it. So let's move over to the meme coins. Quickly have a look at that. And we're going to look by liquidity. So Paul Pleb is up 63%. So standout today is Paul Pleb. Nice little move on here too. Multi-day move, not finished. So Paul Pleb has not finished there at 5 zeros, 4,071. That is doing well there, Paul Pleb. What else is standing out here? That's pretty much it today out of all the meme coins that are standing up. Let's have a look. What else we got there? Pulsechain projects. Let's do that. That's the main one. There's the Pulsechain projects. And let's see what's performing well. We're going to just check the liquidity. So 9-inch still holding on to its 4 zeros. So it just got back to 4 zeros on 9-inch. Remember, this is the 5th biggest TVL project on Pulsechain at the moment. And it managed to hold up its rebound here from after a very, dismal performance, let's say. down to 5 zeros, 6,600, is now recovered and lost a zero, and is now at 4 zeros, 1,048. And I think Hexy Buster did a nice call on the conference about getting people to go on to their Ethereum version to provide liquidity so that we can, get, I think he needs to talk about getting up to $10 million so that the DEX aggregators on Ethereum would start routing through 9-inch, and that would be self-fulfilling in terms of building value there. So something for the community to think about there. What else is going on? Let's have a look here. We got Loan Token. Loan Token, man, did the market, when the market was on fire around Pulsechain, and of course Richard Hart taking on the SEC, fighting back with 11 top lawyers, including one of the lawyers being one of Elon Musk's legal firms. Richard really hired a heavyweight dream team to push back on the SEC, and liquid loans being obviously the second biggest TVL project behind Pulsechain, has absolutely amazing. So the TVL on liquid loans, I don't know if you guys have looked at it, but it is absolutely phenomenal. So let's go have a look at that. With the rebound in rebound in Pulsechain price and the growth of Pulse collateralization on liquid loans, now the value at the moment TVL is $82 million, almost 83 million. Yesterday it was well over $90 million. It may even have breached 100 million. I didn't see it at that time, but it possibly could have. But anyway, at $92.1 million now. Now Pulsechain is around 160 million plus or minus 10 million, but this is 92. So liquid loans, folks, if it keeps growing like this, if it does keep exploding, we could see this potentially getting more valuable than a Pulsechain. Now, that's some mind-blowing stuff, but man, it got to 100 million yesterday. I got to actually go back and recalculate that, but man, that is some crazy stuff right there. Now, it was not out of the ballpark, right? Power City Earn protocol could do it too, because there's all that Pulse and Pulsechain to collateralize, and it adds new features to Pulse and Pulsechain, right? It's basically adding like a wrap contract, adding new features to it, and that's incredible. The total USDL now, which obviously USDL is now the number one stablecoin out of any stablecoins. Bridged-in ones like DAI, anything, it is number one. $27.7 million USDL. Now that's an interesting question, because we may I haven't checked it since yesterday, because we have all that stablecoins coming over to Pulsechain, right? So I have not checked that. That may be interesting, because if we go to the bridge tracking, we're up to $95.8 million. So wow, we're starting to really climb with that cash coming in. So think about it. We got cash coming in over the bridge again. Thank goodness, because we had all the bleed out from the SEC. We had cash coming back in, and we've also internally generating stablecoin cash as well. So we've got Coast, which is bringing fiat on ramp. We've got stuff coming over across the official bridge, and we've got internally generated stablecoins as well. $27.7 million on USDL. What's PXDC going to do? It's going to be fun, folks. It's really warming up. Pulsechain, the future is awesome. The future is awesome, and it's going to be fun to see that play out. Now, we've probably got about, we've probably got $4 or $5 million of this floating around. There is $23.64 million staked in the protocol, so that's not really adding any value to on the demand side, but it is adding value on the supply side, because the Pulse has been taken off the market, so it is doing that. We have probably about $4 or $5 million that is actively moving around, slushing around the liquidity pools and stuff like that on the Pulsechain at the moment. So it's adding additional benefit there as well. So that is pretty cool. Bring it on. All right, so let's jump back to the liquid loans powering ahead there. One of the top blue chips is what's going to happen with the blue chips, right? They're going to power up in the prices, and some of those top blue chips may will probably end up outperforming some of the RH stuff. So it's definitely plausible. There's always going to be, a handful of those that are of high enough quality, like Liquid Loans, Power City, that can do that sort of stuff. So what else there? We got Tetra is up 4%. We've got Mintra here. Mintra, man, look at this shock and horror. Mintra is up 129%. Wow. Now, here's the interesting thing about Mintra. Mintra is one of the top 5 NFTs marketplaces. We're going to have 7 all up, remember. We're waiting for Power City Pixel Park. We're waiting for the, what's the other one we're waiting for? 9mm NFT marketplace. And so here we are at 0.3 of a penny, really big power move on Mintra. The only question I would have is that fundamentally their volumes, the last time I checked, weren't that hot. So you have to track that. The volumes need to obviously increase as well. So we'll see. But the price, the market's pricing it up. That's all we can say at this stage. Now, they were one of the big sacrifice prices, $10 million for Mintra. So, maybe maybe the market gets facilitated a little bit. Who knows? We'll see what happens. That's pretty much it on those. So those are the highlights today. Liquid loans, Mintra, and Holy is up today from TRH Protocol. We are waiting for TRH V4 to come out. We just had Pulse Pop from Jacob's ecosystem, waiting for that to come out. But man, that is up today 82% on Holy token. So holy moly, that's apparently the case. All right, so cool. Very little liquidity though, $700. So we'll probably move on from that. Probably not the best example, but that is definitely waiting for TRH V4 for that. All right, we're going to get to Hex.com, folks. Buy Hex and burn it for T-shares and start mining Hex today. That's what we're going to get into. We are waiting for results for this, though. I don't think we got them out yet. 1501, day 1501. We're waiting for that. Let's get back into the chat and say hello to a few people. Let's see where we got up to here. Let me know if there's anything you've seen out on Pulsechain land or Hex that's worth talking about. Let us know. It'd be great to talk about that if you want to. So get in the chat there if there's something I haven't talked about that you've seen. Obviously, we've talked about the $6 to $10 million that came over, got providing liquidity and stuff. So that's super bullish. Let's see where we got here. Getting back up here. We got up to that for sure. Got to genuine. Charity says, my first bull, once a coin starts taking off, how long does it usually take to peak? Several months. Yeah, I talked about that earlier. Typically, we're expecting it to last probably through to at least Q1 next year. That's probably the case there, but with ups and downs on the way. Cracker of the week, says Japon. Let me jump through some of those. Pulsechain is ripping. Sandy Beach says, still think 2025 for the altcoin bull run, but what do I know, says Sandy Beach. Abit is in house, another influencer in the house, doing an amazing job for Pulsechain X community. Big shout out to Abit. We got the fire in the place. It's definitely on fire, Pulsechain. Looking forward to extracting my Hex ladder stakes throughout this bull run. Not too late for newbies to set up the Hex staking ladders, staggering over the next couple of years, says Pumpkin now. Yeah, that's true. Now, I said that yesterday about Hex staking ladders. I'm not one of these people into the max ladders, like max staking. Mathematically, it is clearly superior by a long shot, especially the between 10 and 15 years mathematically. But I think, you got to be pragmatic about life, depending on your age and your goals and all sorts of stuff. Do you want passive income and that sort of stuff? I do like having staking ladders, particularly annual ones are pretty good. Some people have 6 monthly ones. This depends on how patient you are. Obviously, the longer, the better overall. But if you've got enough capital and you can stagger them out over a certain period of time, that's pretty cool. If you don't have a lot of money to invest, I would definitely suggest just Pulsechain. However, if you've got a bit more money to expect, you could possibly go to Ethereum. But then you're still relying on full dank sharding and pro dank sharding to lower the fees over time on Ethereum due to load sharing and stuff like that with Optimism and Atrium in there, and obviously Pulsechain. But yeah, definitely something to think about. I always suggest to having a bit of liquid in your bag as well, because if the market goes through bull market cycles, right, you want to be able to sell the top with your liquid, because you're going to get big price gains, right? So you can offset any volume that you didn't get through staking. So it's good to have that sort of combination. That's kind of where I feel is a pretty good balance. Let's see here. We got Lies Beneath says, hello all, Hex, EHEX, PLS, PLSX, incentive for the win. Absolutely, Lies Beneath. Always a pleasure. Lies always brings us the alpha. Hex stakes, passive income plus price appreciation. Win-win in a bull market there, Pumpkin now. Was that a little plug for win-win protocol coming soon? Hex charts drawing a WS, says Bill X. You might have to explain that a bit more. Yeehaw, go Hex, says Pumpkin L. Pumpkin L says, is there hope for the obscured ETH chains? I don't really think so, Pumpkin L. I think ETH Power may do a little bit of movements in percentage terms, but ultimately, no. Ethereum and Pulsechain are where it's at. Crypto Incognito, LFG. Good to see you. I thought I was going to sneeze there for a second. Andrew Reynolds says, David Feder has released NFTs that let you own 164 of a Pulsechain validator per NFT. the crew rewards and GOAT has only been out for a week now, says Andrew. Yeah, that's right. We've covered it a few times. I've posted a lot of the videos. If you haven't checked out David Feder on YouTube, you can find that in our Discord. I posted that in the main chat there if you want to participate. If you've got 32 million Pulse, then the NFTs are probably a good option for you. Obviously not financial advice, but David Feder's a very trusted person in the community, and of course has over 50% of the validators have gone through his validatorstore.com. And so he is really the man in that space and adding a lot of value to Pulsechain. My Pulse X bags are weak. Should my DCA tomorrow go top them up, or was I thinking up excess and top? Well, you need to decide. Not financial advice, do your own research. I've already made my claims about Pulse X from an independent point of view. Yes, cheap fees on a beautiful new layer 1. Pulsechain allows us poor plebs to actually do something worthwhile. ETH fees eat the rich, says Pumpkin Out True. I love passive income, says Sandy Beach. Me too. What else we got going? Let's jump through some of these. Mincha had a big jump. It did indeed. So Liquid Loans and Mincha both had pretty big super jumps. What else there? Relaxing Sounds says nothing can stop Pulsechain. Nothing. Let's go. Absolutely. That's true. It's absolutely a fight back against the SEC is almost complete. And it's off into bull market territory, right? USDL has been below peak. Maybe that's why. I actually didn't check the stable coins on there. Maybe we'll check those. What else there? I usually do them through Petius. It pays better. Yeah, Petius is pretty good for the DEX aggregator, so definitely doing amazing. Petius also did pretty well, I think, yesterday in the prices as well. Pumpkin House says loan emissions will slow a bit soon. I agree. That's true. They must be coming up. Oh, here it is. Yeah. So Sandy Beach is saying tomorrow the Liquid Loans LP stops. So they were giving away 150. Was it 150 million loan tokens? Yeah, for 50 days with it, something like that. And that I believe that is stopping. Yeah. So that's the end of that one. Pumpkin Owl says OAN is on the way up. Oh, you mean a loan token? You invested in OAN too? I don't know. What else there? Is that the new service, OAN? Good advice. Hex Token says Pumpkin Owl. Hey, thanks very much. Appreciate it. Archie's got some insight here about Jacob's ecosystem. Jacob is going to be releasing updates on PUSD Algo today or tomorrow. Doubters will be sorely disappointed. As you guys know, I've been a big supporter of PUSD Algo and Jacob's ecosystem generally because I see the merit in it. And Jacob has delivered a lot of great stuff on Pulsechain, and he's not holding back. He's ramping up stuff, folks. Obviously, we're talking about PulsePot, we're talking about BNB Pot, talking about TRH and V4's coming soon, talking about TYCZ, talking about PUSD Algo. It's an exciting place, and he's got more coming. He's really not holding back there. It's going to be fun to see. So definitely one of our most innovative, arguably the most innovative, really. I think Tetra is a close second or something like that, but definitely some pretty cool stuff there. And of course, David Feder coming out with these NFTs, very innovative as well. Big shout out to our very own Brian and his white paper around that concept as well. So big shout out to you, Brian. Pumpkin Owl says Dave Feder is amazing, doing what he loves. He is. He's doing what he loves. He loves it. What's that? I'm not sure what Wally Pasang is saying about that. You have to give us a bit more context around those comments. I'm not sure what that is. Warren is pumping, and it is on Pulsechain, says passive income cash flow. Jacob taking over Pulsechain, says Pumpkin Out. Hey, you keep a watch out, guys. Anyway, you keep a watch out for where Jacob takes his protocols. So it's going to be fun. They're definitely more innovative. They're at the frontier of DeFi. They're pretty much the most complicated stuff. A lot of the projects, you think about it with all the price calls and stuff, it really is crazy stuff there. He really is pushing. He's getting better and better at stuff too, understanding how mechanisms work and other things. He's making all the tokenomics get better and better all the time. He uses V3 pools very well. So, yeah, I'm very excited about where he's going to take things as well. Now, what else? I think I can't wait for Tetra staking too, says Sandy Beach. Yeah, a lot of people are looking forward to Tetra. That's some of the cool stuff that they bring to the Pulsechain. Brian's white paper lol. GG, says Brennan. Yeah. 150 billion. Yeah, sorry, Walt was saying thank you very much. 150 billion loan tokens for 42 days. Thank you. Yeah, I got that wrong way. With the wrong numbers. Right. I think that's it. Let's move on. And let's get into it. I think we've got these stats here for the day. So let's get into Hex. So Hex day 1501. Can you guys believe it? 1501. Let me know whether you were here on day one with the AA lobby in the chat. Just write number 1 in the chat there if you were here on day one, just for the OGs out there, where you're now still here at 1,501 days. You're here on day one. You're still here 1,501 days later. Let me know. Just type the number 1 in the chat there. We'll see how many OGs from day one are in the house. We got 11th of January 2024. We got the price at 95/100th of a penny, up 12.9%. Look at that, 5 days of gorgeous little double gains, double-digit gains. Amazing. We've got payout per TCS 6.847, looking solid, and it's going up and up to the right. A big share rate increase today, 112.8. We're up to 31,627. Earlier pays better in Hex, of course, if you're going to be mining. Average mining length has increased slightly to 7.1 years, 39.66% APY. And looking at the T-shares, we're up to 21,000 after that big decrease yesterday. So we've got 9,627,000 T-shares on the Ethereum pool. That's the ownership pool. Let's have a look at the percentage of coins locked. Where has it gone here? 9.3% of all Hex is locked on the Ethereum chain. We've got 1.8 million in penalties. So we've had some really good penalties on Ethereum lately. And we're almost at 66 million in the reward pool. So pretty cool. And the growth numbers, we're up 752. Say what? Yeah, 752. Say what? Yeah, 752. Don't say it one more time. Say what? Okay, 752. We're up there. That's a pretty big day, dudes. That's pretty big. So there we are. That's what happens with green candles. Green candles and up and to the right, right? That's what happens there. Miners down 1 today, 119,215. That is pretty much it for the Ethereum chain. And I've forgotten again what day it is. 244, is it? 244? Yeah, 244. Day 244 for Pulsechain is 11th of January. We got the price at 1.5 cents there, looking like a boss. We actually got over 1.8, almost 1.9 cents. So we've had a very good day in the office. 1, 2, 3, 4 days, and arguably almost 5 days if we had the top of the price range, but we didn't. Down 3.5%. The payout today, 6.825 Hex per T-share. That's the main number you care about when you're mining Hex. Share rate up similarly to 31,610. And 6.85 is the mining length. 37.62% is the APY. What else we got there? The T-shares are up 19,700. We've got 9,621,000 T-shares. Here's the funny thing. We've had a flippening in the ownership pool. So now Ethereum has slightly more T-shares in the Ethereum pool than Pulsechain did. Now, Pulsechain used to have like 40 to 60,000 more T-shares, and now that's flipped around the other way. So we've had a flippening in the T-shares. Crispy Man, are you out there? Crispy Man, can you see me, man? Can you see me? We have a flippening in the T-shirts. You put that in your next video. I'm just kidding. All right, so hey, if you haven't checked out, if you love the deep dive into Hex, check out Crispy Man's YouTube channel. He's also on, I think, Matty Allen's was it DeFi Analytics or something like that channel. So definitely check out Crispy Man. He does a lot of the cool stuff on his Hex one, isn't it? Hex Fire, is it? Yeah, Hex Fire. That's right. So let's move on. 9.76% of Hex is locked. We've got 1.3 million in Hex penalties, 65.7 million in the reward pool, looking pretty good. Growth numbers, 138 on Pulsechain, and we got 23 in current miners, and we got 124,531 miners, around about 5,000 more on the miners. So we haven't had a flippening on the miners, but we're doing pretty good there. Wow. Day 1502 on Ethereum, day 245 on Pulsechain. Get it, folks. It really is cool. Man, the T-share prices are rising, though. $302 on the T-share price on Ethereum. That is the spot price. Obviously, longer pays better. You get 20% shares per year. So over 10 years, that would be 200%. So you probably still get it for $100 a T-share. And here we're at 480 on Pulsechain. So remember, as price goes up for Hex, so do the T-share prices. I cannot say that enough. As the price of Hex goes up, so do the T-share prices. Because the share rate is way high, way high compared to what it used to be when we had the Ethereum price at the top of the bull market was $9,200 for a T-share. So I'm just giving you guys perspective there, and the share rate was much lower. So now we've got a higher share rate, and we have similar prices. We're going to have even a higher amount for the T-share price. So you can have a look at these prices in the future when the bull market's fully at the top, and I don't know, when Hex does 30 cents, 50 cents a dollar, it's going to be insane for a T-share price. Just saying, as Brian would say, just letting you guys know, worth thinking about there with the old T-share price looking not bad. All right, Hex.com, and of course, better than us. That's Hex.com. Get those Hex and minor t-shirts. Minor Hex with the t-shirts. All right. Who else has jumped in here? All right. Now, I did ask a question of the chat, so let's see if we got some answers. Jacob mentioned some things in the spaces yesterday. This is his 8th dimensional chest, says Archie. I like it. I like it a lot. Only a 1000x, says Wally Passine. I am going to miss that loan emission. Awesome, says Pumpkin Owl in the LP pools. I bet you will. John Gibbons is in the house from a day one hex skin. Nice one there, John Gibbons. One baby, yes, is Billy. Baby back, ribs. Something like that, isn't it? Something like that. I can't do it with the Scottish accent, so. Sandy Beach says, maybe Liquid Lines will continue the LP. You never know. Lol, says Sandy Beach. That's true. That would be great, says Pumpkin Owl. How's PLX looking? Well, we covered that early on in the live stream. You might want to go back and check that E. Anderson on that one. And indeed, it was amazing. With these prices, difficult decision to sell or stake, but staking is the best and it keeps the price up. Yeah. Hey, look, as everything, price of Hex rises, everything rises. The cost rises, but the reward rises dramatically and gets to a point what I think is very attractive for people to participate when they think about the annual amount of earnings they're making in a year. So, yeah, getting those t-shirts can run away from people very quickly. What else we got going there? Pumpkin says, I think selling some wouldn't hurt. Loan will oscillate, says Pumpkin up. Sure. What else we got going on here? Let me jump through some of this. Jumping through those. Let me just get in there. All right. Yeah, right. No other comments there that I'm going to talk about. We have a bit of a conversation going on there. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. 57 minutes, man. Is that cool? I think so. 57 minutes, yeah. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed it today. If you haven't got into Discord, that's where a lot of the discussion goes 24/7, or at least as people are in the Discord. The Discord link is in the video description, and of course you can use Wookie's link if you want to join the Strategy Club. We obviously have the general Discord membership, which is Pulsechain Hex. And then we have a private club on top of that, which is the Strategy Club. That is multi-chain. We talk about Pulsechain projects across multiple chains, and that may offer you big upside during the bull market. But if you want to get in for Pulsechain and Hex, use the general membership, $5 a month. It is a private Discord. And, of course, that's 16 cents a day. If you want to get into the Strategy Club, that is $35 a month. And we've got our first opening year update coming up tomorrow, actually, in the Discord and the Strategy Club. So that's going to be the opening one there. So it'll be a lot of fun. If you want to join the membership of the YouTube channel, hit the join button. We've got memberships on Superman Crypto and Hex Token channel. Get ready for the bull market, folks. It's going to be a lot of fun. Now, in terms of the Strategy Club, we talk about a lot of strategy and projects, and we've been doing extremely well in there. We have got, I believe, some of the best insights on some of the projects out of anybody, and I know that because I'm watching a lot of stuff. So there we go. Profit taking at this level is being one of Somi's plebs, says Sapoli Passing, with PLS 10x. Also, the loan token will appreciate. Yeah, nice upside there for sure. Woohoo, says J-Pon. Happy to have made it, says Wally Passing. Missing it sometimes. Never mind, you're here now. That is the link to the Discord for sure. And that is the link to the Strategy Club there is also. Nobody works harder than Hex Token. Keep coming back every day, says Pumpkin Owl. You know it. It's all nylon. So the haters' tears will lure it off. Okay, you're trying to lead into the final video for the day. Let's do it. Let's do it, folks. Nylon tears. Here we come. Boom. Peace out, everybody. Catch you guys again tomorrow. This is all from New York, Saturday night. All right, see you guys.
Here in my $3,000 Valentino Rockstud purse, my $3,000 Prada jacket, $2,000 Prada shirt, $2,000 or $3,000 Prada pants, Prada glasses, Prada hat, Prada bracelet, and it's all Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off. Prada shirt, Prada hat, haters' tears fall right off.
Lil Bubble, let me ride that rocket.